Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here, welcome. My name is BrittanyNichole. I have hooded eyes and I tend to do a lot of hooded eyeshadow tutorials on my channel. Like this one today, we are playing with the Alter Ego Goddess palette. I am in love with this palette. Spoiler alert, I have been loving so hard on this. I think I've used it in the last 3 videos and it is just beautiful. Now obviously it is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Gold palette, so if you don't support dupe palettes you might want to pass on this one, but if you're like me and you don't want to spend $130 on an eyeshadow but you love the color scheme, and hats off to Natasha Denona for that, pick this up. It is $16 and if you use the code Brittany at checkout you will get 10% off. No commission made. I just love this. So like I said in the last few videos, I have been dying to play with the blues in the palette and that's exactly what we are doing today with this look right here. Couldn't be easier. Minimal shadows, minimal brushes, and it is stunning. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I got this look right here, go ahead and keep watching. Alright you guys, so I've already primed my lids with the Collab concealer and then I set it with my Mercier translucent powder, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. You can see I've had this for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and it's already gotten a lot of love. I absolutely love this and I'm so excited to share this look with you. It's definitely outside my comfort zone, but it is so pretty. So I'm trying to use minimal brushes here as well, just to keep everything really simple. And you guys know me, I tend to go in with fewer shadows rather than piling it all on. So the first thing I'm gonna go in with is Iris, which is this brown shade. It's very neutral. I find that I grab for this a lot in the palette because it is so neutral. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw that into my crease with my Wet n Wild, I think this is the P23 or P20 brush, one of the two. I will list it down below. I don't wanna go in too heavy with this. I just wanna keep kind of a nice wash, and I'm just kind of shaping out my orbital bone. Since I have hooded eyes, I need to add a little bit of definition here so you guys can see the actual shape of my eye. Alright you guys, so you could see just applying a little bit of Iris into the crease area, I now have shape to my eye, which is exactly what I was looking for. So now when I go in with the darker blue shades, it'll fade out really nicely and I have an outline to where I want to stop. So I really like doing that because I do have hooded eyes and I don't really have a pronounced crease. So the next thing we're gonna go in with is this shade right here, Gaia. This shade and this shade right here were the 2 shades I've been preaching about in my last 2 videos that I really wanted to play with. So this is exactly what we're working with today. So starting with Gaia, I'm just gonna take a flat brush. This is just a dual-ended MAC brush from a holiday set years ago. And I'm gonna start to just build out the outer corner and inner corner for the halo eye. And then we're gonna go in with that other blue shade, Artemis, and put that in the center. So when I say that this blue shade is one of the most pigmented blue shadows I've ever played with, I mean it. You need just the smallest amount and you almost have full pigmentation. So be careful when you go in with these. These do have a little bit of follow. The mattes don't, but the glitters do. So also that's why I don't have any base of makeup on. I really don't want to have like glitter falling out everywhere. So let's go ahead and go in with Gaia and start to build out this halo eye. Like, I just dipped the tiniest amount and it blows my mind how pigmented this is. So I don't want to bring this into the crease. I'll do that a little bit with a Morphe brush later, but I just want to really bring it right up to the crease area and then stop. Alright, so that's exactly how I wanted to pack it on. So now, like I said, we're going to blend it a little bit up here and slightly into the crease. So I'm taking a Morphe M507. This is one of my favorite brushes because it's so small. It works really, really well if you have hooded eyes. So I'm going to dip super lightly into Gaia, really tap off the excess, and then I'm just going to kind of start to feather up here. So now we're kind of softening everything and it's gonna kind of fade out into that Iris shade. And then we can always pack on more color if we want to. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the inner corner. And then once the majority, and like I even kind of rub on the back of my hand, or you can do it on a paper towel. Once the majority is gone, I'll just kind of work it into the center so it kind of connects. So you can see how much softer this looks than this side right here. This looks a lot more harsh. This is all we're doing. We're not really adding much. We're just kind of blending the edges and softening everything. All right, so I know that's like stark and looks funky, but we're gonna go ahead and add in Artemis. So that is this shade right here. And like I said, I'm not using any concealer. You could totally add a little concealer if you wanted to really make it pop. I don't think it's necessary with this palette, so I'm gonna take my finger to start, and then I'm gonna go in with the opposite end of that MAC brush I was using. So again, use whatever flat brush you have. This side is a little more synthetic and a little more packed, which is why I like it. And I will go ahead and set it with like a setting spray as well, just to make it pop a little bit. So starting with the finger, I just think when you add a glitter with your finger, it just kind of makes everything mesh a little bit better. It blends the oils in your fingers, just I personally think help a lot. So like I said, like let me just sit a little bit closer. So stinking pigmented. It's beautiful. Like I can't believe it. It's so pretty. And I have like super chunky fat fingers. Otherwise, I wouldn't use a brush. I like to use a brush more towards the crease so I can get a little more precise because my fingers are chunky, but you could just use your finger the entire time here if you wanted to. So now I'm gonna go in with that brush. And then I kind of like to, at the top, fan it out a little bit more. So I'll kind of hold my brush out and fan it in like that, so it's really just kind of hitting the tip. And now it's just kind of a blending game of making sure that everything looks even. You definitely want to make sure to blend along the edges. Unless you like a really like stark halo eye. I don't. I prefer a little more blend. Alright you guys, so that is Artemis super built up on the eyes. It looks so pretty. I have not wiped away any of the fallout because I wanted to show you guys exactly how much fallout there is with this palette, and that's why I haven't done my base yet. So I am going to go ahead and do the base, the bronzer, the blush, all of that good stuff off camera. I will leave all those details down below. I'm also going to go ahead and put some lashes on and a liquid liner. Again, I will leave all those details down below. So this is what we are looking like so far. So pretty, so different, but also so easy. So I will be right back here with everything else on my face, and we will go ahead and finish up the lower lash line. Alright you guys, lashes are on, liner is on, the rest of the face is on. I did take my highlight, which is the Becca and Khloe highlight, and I put that on the inner corner. Again, everything else on my face will be listed down below. I also took a blue liner and lined my lower waterline, and then I took a black liner and lined the upper waterline. So let's go ahead and get started on the lower lash line. So I wanted to keep this really neutral because obviously we've got a lot going on the eyes right here, and it's just too much for me to put a lot of color on the lower lash line as well, and I think it just balances the look out. So I am going to take Iris and I'm going to take a little bit of Athena. I'm going to mix them together and I'm going to really smoke out the lower lash line, and then I'm going to go in with the darkest brown in the palette, Avalon, and I'm going to take that on an angled brush and I'm going to push that into the lower lash line. So starting with Iris and Athena, I'm just going to start to work that on the lower lash line. I really like smoking out the lower lash line as well because it gets rid of all those little fine line creases from your concealer if you have fine lines under your eyes like me. So you can see how nicely that balances out this eye. You can see the difference and I really, really like it. So I'll go ahead and finish this up, and then I'm going to add some lower lash mascara, and then we will pretty much be done. Alright you guys, this is the completed look and I am so impressed. This is way outside my comfort zone and I am absolutely living for it. The contrast of the neutral under eye with the colorful, I know it's neutral color, but it's definitely color for me, I think makes this super wearable. I hope this was simple for you guys. We really used minimal shadows. I tried to use minimal brushes as always. This is such a stunning palette. The pigmentation, the blend, everything is on point. Like I said in the beginning, if you guys don't support dupe palettes, or if you have the Natasha Denona Gold palette, you wouldn't need to add this to your collection. But if you're like me and you don't want to spend $100-something on a palette, but still want that look, and color scheme. Hats off to Natasha Denona for that. They came up with a beautiful color scheme. I highly, highly recommend picking this up. $16. Again, if you use the code Brittany at checkout at Shop Alter Ego, you will get 10% off. No commission here from me. I am just really, really loving this palette. So I hope you had fun with this video. I certainly did. If you guys have any questions, please let me know below. Otherwise, if you're interested in seeing any more videos from me, I post every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central and every Sunday at 12 noon Central. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy day to spend with me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.